So last time we looked at an overview of the study of biology. Now we're going to zoom in into the chemical composition of life, starting with the atom. All matter is composed of atoms. Atoms are the smallest unit of matter that retains the properties of an element. There are 92 naturally occurring elements, and 25 of those are essential to life. 96% of life is composed of carbon, hydrogen, oxygen, and nitrogen. Phosphorus and sulfur are also essential. Remember the acronym SNOPS. Trace elements are elements needed for organisms in very small amounts. For example, like iron, which is in the hemoglobin of our red blood cells, and iodine. Now let's review the periodic table of elements. The atomic number, which is this number right here, is the number of protons in an atom of that element. The atomic number also can tell us the number of electrons if the atom is neutral in charge, as the positive charges and negative charges would be the same. The mass number is the total number of protons and neutrons. The atomic mass number, which is this number right here, 12.01 grams for carbon, is the average atomic mass of all the isotopes of the element. We will talk about isotopes a bit later. This first column here is called the alkali metals. The next column is the alkali earth metals. These are the transition metals, these are the halogens, and these are the noble gases. Anything on the left of this zigzag line are metals. Anything on the right are nonmetals. The columns are also known as groups, which tell us the number of valence electrons in an atom. The valence electrons tell us how many electrons are in the outermost level of an atom. Atoms want to be stable, and thus they want to fill their outer electron shell. This is called the octet rule because atoms will gain, lose, or share electrons to obtain 8 electrons in their outer valence shell. The exception to this rule is hydrogen and helium, which only need 2. Elements with the same number of valence electrons, as in they're in the same group, have similar chemical behavior. The rows or periods tell us the amount of energy levels in an atom, which coincides with the distance of the electron from the nucleus of an atom. So lithium would have 2 energy levels. Before we end our lesson, I wanted to talk about isotopes and half-life. Isotopes are atoms of the same element that differ in the number of neutrons. However, they have the same chemical behavior. Some isotopes are radioactive and will spontaneously decay. This occurs according to the isotope's fixed half-life. Half-life is the amount of time it takes for 50% of the radioactive isotope to decay. So, what are some applications for radioactive isotopes? Carbon dating is often used to date fossils. Radioactive tracers are used to trace processes in an organism. Radioactive isotopes are also used for cancer treatment. A problem on the AP may ask you something like this. The half-life of carbon-14 is 5,700 years. How long will it take for 100 grams of carbon to decay to 25 grams? Take a couple minutes to try the problem. Okay, so we want to know how long it would take for 100 grams of carbon-14 to decay to 25 grams. We know how long it will take for half of the original sample to decay, 5,700 years. So, from 100 to 50 grams, it would take 5,700 years. Then, it would take another 5,700 years to get to 25 grams. 5,700 times 2 is 11,400. That's it for today. If you have any questions, feel free to comment below. See you next time. For more bio content, hit subscribe.